want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below.
Wait a minute. So, y'all telling me there's a shortage on construction workers in America, especially in Florida? Y'all, some of y'all need almost 500,000 construction workers, and y'all don't have the time to train the new people. And oh, the white people, Europeans, they lazy, they don't do the work right. Oh, black people, y'all ain't say nothing about the blacks. We been in construction. Y'all kicked us out. They said we're not paying these Negroes $25 an hour, $24 an hour, $30 an hour. Let's go hire these Mexicans with no documentation that's coming across the border, give them $9 an hour, $10 an hour. And they gonna work sun up to sundown, dance and eat mangoes. Meanwhile, kick the black brothers out. I was doing construction for 10, 11 years, bro. I went to school, I became a certified operator. I can operate every heavy equipment. I understand construction, I can read blueprints. But I left, I quit because Mexicans are racist. They don't want the brother on the machines. They rather see Jose or Rodriguez, a Mexican on it. And the Mexicans are racist. I'm in Texas, and they are racist out here. They rather see Mexicans. Every construction you go to in Texas, nothing but Mexicans. If you black, if you are not Mexican, you black, you're gonna be holding a sign. Paying you $12 an hour to stand there and hold a sign. When an operator like me, advanced, read blueprints, certified, can operate, they rather pay me $18. I'm not doing that shit. So now, y'all talking about there's a shortage, right? So it's time for the blacks to come on back, get their jobs back, pay them the money and stop pocketing this shit while y'all paying the immigration status undocumented Mexicans $9 an hour, $10 an hour, and pocketing the rest. Y'all can't do that no more. So these contractors are crying, and now y'all bitching. You feel me? Now, hey, if I was you black brother, I left. I went to driving. Mostly all blacks in Texas, if you black in Texas, they kicked us out the construction industry. So now you're gonna find us driving or getting CDLs. That's what.
Now, I will state one thing, and this brother is 1,000% correct on everything that he has stated. Black people have been pushed directly out of construction, and this was a plan. This was a long game type of plan that was installed years and years and years before I was even a thought. They were making sure to try to fix ways to get black men directly out of construction and to replace them so that they can have a certain type of men there. And they didn't do this specifically because, oh, black men are lazy, because black men don't want to work, because black men don't respect the job and value it and all these other types of things. That's not why they did it. They did it because they did not want black men there. They didn't want black men making money. They wanted to rather slide in one of their friends or one of their family members into that slot, somebody that's not knowledgeable, somebody that does not have the amount of work ethic, the amount of knowledge base, the amount of time. Like the brother listed, he is certified in pretty much every position when it deals with construction. He can demo, he can read the blueprints, the floor plans, everything like that. He can also work the heavy equipment as well. But yet, what they decided to do was that, oh, we don't want all that. We're just going to, hire somebody else and pay, them less. And we're going to hire more of them instead of having one to two or whatever of you directly there, because we specifically don't want you there. So we're just going to, you know, pay a difference. And he listed that as well. And I get what it is that he is stating, but I'll state it like this. I'm not going to look at it in a form of racism. I'm going to look at it in the form of people wanting to look out for their family, for their friends. And There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's nothing wrong with people wanting to look out for, their friends, their family, and all of these other things, right? The problem comes in when black people are not doing the exact same thing. Now, this is the funny thing, right? So we know that in some way, shape, or form, that a lot of other ethnicities out here, when it comes to jobs and the places that they work, they will put their own, they will put their people before everybody else. No problem with that. If black people start to do the exact same thing, now everybody wants to cry foul. But for years, for decades, for since forever, this is what people have always done, right? It's just a problem when black people decide to start doing it, because then people are like, oh no, this is wrong. It's like magically a light is being shined that nobody wants on, right? Which doesn't make any type of sense, because black people already know that this exists. We've been to, jobs. I even told y'all the fact of me working the previous job that I worked, how it is that I've seen nepotism take place, where people would make sure to get their people in before anybody else, before any other applicants. They would make sure to get their people directly in there, right? And they'll give them umpteen chances. Like, I've literally seen people who I've worked with, they were screwing up on the job horrendously. I'm talking about money mismanagement. I'm talking about messing up on orders. I'm talking about thousands of dollars just sitting up there messing it up. And those individuals would get time after time after time of retrying and retrying and retrying to get it right. And they would hold and have that job for about a good year or two, making some good, decent money. But they're doing a piss poor job, but yet they're allowed to do it. Now, on the other hand, if it was me, oh, they would have got me out of that position pronto. As expeditiously as possible, they would have got me directly out of there. If I would have messed up $100, they would have got me out of there. And like I said, I'm talking about, like, yo, you're dealing with like 5, 10, 15, 25, 50,000 plus dollar orders. And people are messing up store money, messing up money that is not theirs. But that's what it looks like. And like I said, I understand it. You want to help out your own people. You want to get them directly in there. You understand where they come from. You understand what it is that they go through. And it's nice to sit up there and see your people, everybody congregating, and everybody, with the same stories, with the same look and everything like that, cherishing the moment. We made it. I get it. I get it. I just wish that black men in America would practice the exact same things that everybody else has been doing. Because at one point in time, we did practice these things. We did do the exact same thing. We had our neighborhoods. It was all black everything, right? Everybody was looking great. Everybody was looking grand. You saw like the families, you saw the kids, you saw everything else, right? Everything was looking great. And then it got to a point where black people were like, you know what? This ain't it. We're gonna have to do something different. And that was the system doing its work, working on black people so much that it caused issues internally, where we were like, we don't want to trust one another. We don't want to work with one another. We don't really want to try to see eye to eye or to try to find a middle ground. If we disagree, we just disagree, and we're never going to come back to that because we disagreed on at one point. But yet, when you have other groups of people and everything is revolving around and dealing with money, they can form business partnerships. They can do businesses, and it works out for the better for everybody. And then that enables them to empower their families to bring them on board, to also potentially bring some friends on board. So now you got a whole collective of everybody knows everybody. And now you have jobs that you can pass down to your kids. Just like with this construction, all of the people that brother listed, right? All the Mexicans that the brother was talking about, they have a field, they have a knowledge base because they are allowed to work there. Now, if by so chance he can't or he doesn't have that initial knowledge, he can go to somebody else at the area and ask them like, "Yo, I was wondering, like, could you, teach me this? When you got the time, like, how do you do this? How do you use this? Can you train me on this? Can you train me on how to?" They can easily do that, and they will give them that information for free. They're not going to sit up there and charge them. It's like, "Oh, you want me to teach you this? All right, you're gonna have to pay me for my time." They're like, "No, I got you. When we get a break on your lunch break, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to work this. We're going to show you how to do this on your lunch break." And then that's the knowledge that he has. And then once he has that knowledge, he's going to use that knowledge and get better with that and ask other people to more than likely critique him or take those critiques from other people. And then once he gets to a certain point, of course, he might, one day have a family, might have a family. You know what he's going to do with that knowledge? He's going to sit up there and get his son at a very young age and start to teach him in single digits so that when he gets older, he already knows what to do. So there is no question on if he is suitable for the job, if he has uh, 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 the adequate training. He has that because of his father. Like I said, that's something that you used to see in the black community. That's something that we used to sit up there and do. We used to have fields of generations of men, of black men that used to be in the trades, that used to do trades. And now you don't. Now that's going to everybody else. And it's still with everybody else. Like I said, there needs to be a transition that happens when it deals with the learning process, when it deals with money, when it deals with the passing down of knowledge. Because at this moment in time, we are losing on every single aspect that takes place, and that's just something that just should not be. It just shouldn't. At the end of the day, it just should not be. So I agree with him where black men need to, you know, come back and, work construction or go back and learn, some more things as well. I 100% agree, but there needs to be an end game directly to it. It doesn't need to be to the point where we are still working for other people that are going to mismanage us, underpay us, mistreat us, not respect us, not value us. It shouldn't be that case. It should be to the point that, yeah, we're going to work under these people for a certain amount of time. And then after that, we're about to break off and then start our own thing. And then we're going to grow our own thing from there. So that if we want people to work, we're going to hire our own people. Instead of our people having to go to everybody else for a job, they're going to come directly to us first for a job. That's how it should be.